This might be a little bit of a more controversial video, but I just wanted to talk about it. So y'all get in here, get your tea, get your cocoa, and let's talk about it. Hi guys, it's your girl Deborah, singer, songwriter, and everything else in between. Hi, welcome back to my channel where I talk about my favorite TV shows, movies, and books. And today we're having some unpopular opinions because I feel like these things need to be talked about, and I wanted to discuss it with y'all today. Okay, so I recently read the book, the Penelope and Colin book, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. And if you guys have not been on YouTube, like, it is everywhere right now. Everyone's been talking about it. Everyone's been giving the synopsis about it. Everyone's been talking about what's in the book, the storyline. So at first I wanted to do that, but then I was like, nah, like that's already been done. I wanted to talk about certain things that were in the book that no one's really talking about right now. And that is the dynamic of book Colin and Penelope. Now, I know we're all focused on, oh, he better be on his knees for her. He better love her. And don't get me wrong, I agree. And I hope my girl, Miss Shonda Rhimes, is going to do us justice on that period. But I feel like people are glancing over the fact that Colin in the books was actually a little low-key abusive, like, and no one's talking about it. And in my unpopular opinion, like, Penelope actually deserves better than Colin, at least in the books. But let me explain. Okay, so one of the biggest issues I always had with Colin in the books was that, like, it's first of all noted that Colin, while he has a very fun personality, he can make people laugh, he's, you know, extroverted, he's outgoing, he's doing all of that. But in the books, especially as him and Penelope get to know one another, it becomes apparent that my guy Colin has a temper. And the thing is like, anyone can react to things a certain way, but I really never liked the fact that his temper would sometimes get a little too physical with Penelope. A lot of the times, the one time where he found out that Penelope was Lady Whistledown and he actually followed her to the place where she like releases the Whistledown papers, her publisher house, and he like finds out about it. He reads the letter she's about to throw in, and the next thing that he does is like he holds her arm really aggressively. And this is not the first time that he does that. He actually does that multiple times in the books, and it never sat right with me because if you think about it in real life, if you had a boyfriend that constantly when he was angry, you don't know if he's gonna pull your arm to the left or pull your arm to the right, girly pop, that's low-key abuse. Like, I feel like we're not talking about that. Book Colin really used to get me pissed when he was doing that to Penelope, because Penelope does not deserve to be dragged around like a rag doll by you pulling her arm all the time. Every time she would get pissed or want to talk about Lady Whistledown, he would emotionally shut her out or grab her from places. And I would get so pissed every time this would be happening in the books. And I hate how the book normalizes that, as if that's normal, as if that's just like, oh, that's just Colin. No.
Electric chair.
Why are you pulling Penelope's arm like that? I know for a fact in real life, if someone did that to me, we are not together. We are not together. Sorry. Like, I was not raised to be a rag doll. End of story. So I feel like people aren't really talking about that, and I feel like it needs to be discussed. I hope that for this new season, we don't see any of that, because the show Colin, as far as we've seen, yes, he has his faults, but I've never really seen like a really bad temper. I haven't seen the point where the type of temper that's in the books. So I'm hoping that my girl Shonda, she keeps to that, because the Colin in the books, I was not eating it up. I'm not gonna lie to you. It feels like everybody on the internet is eating it up, but sweetie, I'm not eating that up. Get your hands off of Penelope. Penelope deserves better than you dragging her left, right, and center with your arm. Thank you. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Colin's jealousy towards Penelope, and that's also something that I've seen a lot of people gloss over, and I don't like that. Granted, I know everybody hasn't read the books, but in the books, when he finds out that she's Lady Whistledown, at first, like, he's super concerned because of Eloise's reputation and her reputation, but then it becomes apparent that, like, first of all, he doesn't even want to have a discussion about it. He just wants Penelope to stop, so Penelope stops. And when she wants to discuss it with him, because remember, this is Penelope's legacy. This is her life's work, right? This is what made her feel more whole while she was in that family, which I have so many grievances with. You guys have heard me from my previous videos. And the fact that he, first of all, I can partly understand why he wanted her to stop for a bit, because of course it's quite dangerous, but I don't know, maybe this is too much of a high expectation, but I would expect a man to be like, listen, Lady Whistledown be dangerous, but why don't you try, since you've already created your own legacy, like, why don't you try writing some other type of work? I know that wasn't really proper or common for a lot of women to do, but considering the fact that Lady Whistledown already existed, like, I feel like my girl Penelope, she could break barriers. Instead, he doesn't do that. He just squashes the issue and they can't have a healthy conversation about her being Lady Whistledown, even when they get married. And that never sat right with me. That used to piss me off. And then we find out later that he was jealous of her. The fact that she was able to print out her own work and he didn't have the guts to, even though he's a man in this society and he has the ease to be able to be an author, but he's feeling insecure about his work. I really dislike that. I really dislike the fact that he was kind of holding Penelope like that because he was jealous, not necessarily because Lady Whistledown was that big of a problem, well, to him at least, but like the fact that he was jealous about it really made me pissed. And I hope that that is better handled this time around, because what we're not really seeing anything about that. So I'm excited to see how the season tackles that. But like, it never sat well with me in the books that he was jealous of her and as a result she had to stop. I really despise that. I despise that so much because Penelope's life's work was literally Lady Whistledown. Girlie made money off of that thing. She made mad money from Lady Whistledown for her time, especially as a woman of her time. And it's so disappointing that Colin didn't really at the beginning sort of encourage her to do more. I know towards the end they have like a better resolution, but it definitely felt at some point that she had to stop her work and then she had to encourage Colin to start doing his own stuff. Now I understand, like, as somebody who's, you know, been friends with men, been close with men, relationships, whatever, I understand like being able to be a good partner and also, you know, in providing encouragement to your partner, that's perfectly understandable, but it has to go two ways. And a lot of the times in the books, it felt like Penelope was there to be his cheerleader, and that energy wasn't reciprocated for a while until they finally hashed it out. So I'm hoping that the season does better with that, because I want more for Penelope. I want somebody to be her cheerleader. I want somebody to be cheering her on. I want somebody to be in the sidelines being like, yes, this is my wife, Penelope. She is an amazing writer and she deserves the world. That is the energy I want for her. I just really want to see that this season. Like, I'm so tired of Penelope just doing the most. In the books, Penelope was always super kind to Colin. She was always encouraging him. She was always just like building him up, basically. And real life connotations aside, whatever, I'm even going to put that aside right now. Like, Penelope deserves somebody else who's going to build her up. So I'm very excited to see that. Now, I won't completely disparage Colin, because in the books, when it comes to her getting married and her family that always underestimates her and disparages her, he stands up for her. He makes sure that she has a place, that she's not treated like a maid in her family. So he did partly redeem himself for that. But in my personal opinion, keep your hands off of her arms. Yeah, and start encouraging your wife. That's all I want. Like, that's all I want. So I'm very excited to see the creative direction that Bridgerton will go ahead with. Another thing is, like, unpopular opinion. You might cancel me for this. Guys, don't cancel me, okay? I'm just supporting. I'm just, you know, being a fangirly, Piriana. I personally think that Penelope could do better than Colin Bridgerton. And I feel like some people don't agree with that. Like, I get that they're supposed to be together, whatever, but she can actually do better. Like, we're acting as if Colin is the only person on this earth who can do, who Penelope's compatible with. Penelope deserves somebody who's going to stimulate her mind. She deserves somebody who's going to, like, look after her, cherish her, and be obsessed with her. And I feel like sometimes in my spirit, sometimes I'm like, girlie, you could do better. Now, I know that he's a Bridgerton and it's the Todd and he's, like, you know, highly esteemed in the society and whatever. And, you know, their family got money and the prestige. So I get it for the sake of Bridgerton. But if it wasn't so, like, clamped within this small community, I would tell Penelope to get out and do better. And so I'm very excited for this new lord that they're bringing around. The way the speculation is eating me alive. I'm excited to see this man. He better be a good love interest, because if he's one of those nonsense love interests that comes out and is actually a garbage piece of trash just to put Penelope and Colin together, I'm gonna be pissed, because Penelope deserves a good contender. She does. She deserves a man who's gonna work for her, that's gonna support her, that's gonna stimulate her, that's gonna encourage her. And that's what I want from my girl Penelope. I don't know, you guys, you tell me. I love having discussions about this in the comments because the way I am excited for this new season. But y'all, I just like, I needed to come here and talk about Bridgerton one more time because girl. Anyways, I asked you guys in the community tab what you wanted from me, and I wanted a better way to connect with you guys as well, because I feel like you guys just like watch my videos and then that's kind of it. But I want to have like live chats with y'all. I want to like check in. I want us to sip tea, talk about things. And so I asked if you guys would like me to like start doing occasional lives, and I like that. I like just being able to sit down with you guys on a cute little Sunday and just like live stream and whatever. So this week, Sunday, 28th of April, will be like my first ever live. I will post some like times that I will be going live, and you guys can choose which one's better for you, whichever one works, because half of my audience is American and the time zones are very different from here in Europe. I'll put all that good stuff in the community tab. So come on and we can talk more about Bridgerton. We can talk more about the stills, like the photos that I have been seeing everywhere, dissect it with you guys, talk about future topics for the channel, check in how y'all doing. You guys can ask me anything. You guys can ask me Q&A sessions. It could be a cute little Q&A session. Like, it's just gonna be a moment. It's gonna be cute. And then I could decide later if maybe if I don't get copyrighted, I could do like the live reaction to the Bridgerton first episode, but on Discord probably, because I don't want YouTube to like cancel me. Like we can watch it together. We can have a little watch party. You know what I'm saying? So I will definitely have all the good deets and have it figured out later on. But otherwise, you guys, stay cute, stay pretty, stay excited for Bridgerton because I'm eating it up, period. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.
Oh my.